Hello and welcome back to The Hidden House. I'm Jill, reporting from Cornwall, and before I fill you in on the drama of this week, including some of the weather we've been seeing, or they've been seeing in Ireland, I will just recap. Last week we had the screed being poured, and I somehow missed some of the important footage, which was when they were using this machine at the end. It's kind of like a power float thing that they move with plates at first to smooth everything over, but I think there you can see there are some blades as well, and they just cut off any fibres that might be loose and smooth it completely. You can see as it's moving over the surface there how it's just changing. The texture of it just looks really flat and neat and smooth. So I'm just adding these clips in first for you to see before we move on. Just look at the sunlight from those tall windows. But it's Ireland, which means it never disappoints. Who doesn't love a thunderstorm? But work was able to carry on indoors, and you can see actually from that clip that the sunlight is shining there through the light tunnel, so it's quite a sunny day now, very changeable, or it could just be that my editing's a bit out of sequence. Anyway, here Noel is creating a key really for building the internal walls. So after the screed being laid, he just needs to tidy up any loose cement. Preparation work for building the walls. Yes, I did say building the walls. We are going to be having breeze blocks internally. We are not having stud walls using timber. Look, Noel asked me to cut his hair before he went back. I shaved it, but I think I missed a bit at the front, unless it's growing really quickly, because he's got a bit of a mullet there, hasn't he? Anyway, he won't thank me for saying that. I was explaining that we're not going for timber stud walls. Main reason being because it's more expensive. Timber is so expensive compared to breeze blocks. And breeze blocks will give us a more solid wall, meaning better soundproofing and so on. So it just makes sense. It's the easiest thing to do. So in this video you'll see there'll be block laying indoors, and that's coming up shortly.
Floor's all drying out nicely. All these channels have been cleaned out, cleaned up again. There's just a few areas of the eco mesh there and there that just need finishing, so that we can put the wall starter plates on, which are the stainless steel plates. I think we showed them in a previous video, and we'll get them on, and then tomorrow we can start putting these internal walls up, which is going to be a bit of a daunting task. They're quite a high wall, but we'll stick at it. We'll get there. The day has finally arrived. I can't put it off any longer. All the preparation's been done. These internal walls have to start going up. So check in for a bit more progress. Hopefully get this first layer down and then we can cover the floor a bit better. I might buy some more sheets of plastic, try and protect this floor as much as possible while we build these walls. Young, you doing it?
Just thinking what's been happening here in Cornwall. Been quite uneventful apart from, an unscheduled colonic irrigation on, Thursday morning between 12 and 3. Yeah, that was probably the most dramatic event of the week. Actually quite traumatic. And I haven't been quite that ill with sickness and diarrhoea for about 16 years. And I'd forgotten just how forceful it is, and it is quite a marvel in a way. The next day I was completely floored. I think that I managed to crawl from the bed to the sofa, back to the bed with a few kettle stops in between. I assumed that it was because of my own cooking, that I'd given it to myself, food poisoning, because what's happened since I've been at home on my own, I changed the way I'm cooking and preparing meals. Normally we'd cook a meal from scratch, all fresh food, and then it'd all be eaten that same day, and then the next day you start again. But of course, with only one person, you're saving food and then reheating it, and I just thought, oh, I must not have reheated it properly and made sure it was piping hot, and that's why I was so ill that night. I've since found out that a few people in the town have it at work. People were getting ill too, and so I think it probably was a tummy bug. And because it's still lingering a few days on, I'm not 100%, much better than I was, but yeah, I think that's probably all it was. So I'm here recovering. I've got my peppermint tea in my, oh, there we go, I'd rather be, see, this is left-handed, this doesn't work, does it? It's a left-handed mug. I suppose I can see it as I'm drinking, but for the camera, I'm not sure if that's going to be in reverse either. I'd rather be in Kerry. Actually, I'm probably better off where I am at the moment. It's funny, you know, I was thinking that in all the time that we were in that field for 3 weeks that I was there with no sanitation, never got ill once. You know, we were really muddling along without hot running water. A bit of grit here and there in between on the plates. It's a bit gritty today. Didn't feel poorly once. None of us have been ill. In fact, Sid and Noel, who had been out there a lot longer, no, they're just absolutely fine. In fact, really well. In better health than usual because sleeping well and all that fresh air. So it just goes to show that people are more dangerous than nature. Towns, back to the town's actually really busy at the moment. It's a seaside town where I work in Cornwall, a busy one, bustling one, and it's lovely to see all the people there. It's lovely to see the beaches full. And the weather's been glorious. I haven't yet been to the beach this summer, can you believe? I haven't been down, and I have made a plan with a friend that if I'm feeling well enough tomorrow, because I'm in at work tomorrow, but only for the morning, only for a really short session, that I might go down and at least have a paddle. I'll make my mind up tomorrow. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. I'm over the worst bit. I got through the night when I was thinking I need a drink of water. Can I manage to get down 2 flights of stairs and all the way back in the dark without, you know, fainting and falling over and them finding me like 3 months later in a heap at the bottom of the stairs. But no, I'm here and I'm all right. There will come a time when I will stop talking about toileting. I know that some of you'll think I've got a bit of an obsession. I think the thing is, if I'm still showing you the bathroom a year after we've settled in, then that might indicate that there's something else going on, something subliminal, a bit Freudian. But I probably will still be showing you the bathroom, actually, because I think it's going to be quite nice. Anyway, enough from me, enough rambling. I remember one time, somebody in the comments, somebody wrote, most of the video is just the woman talking. I wrote back and said, hi, I'm Jill. I'm the woman. I don't know who she thought was reading it. That'll be me. Unless she's thinking that the comments are just for each other, you know, to have a grumble about the video you're watching. Anyway, at the risk of that happening again, I'll wrap it up quickly. So back to the boys and the build.
Just as a quick thought, to protect these floors now while these walls are going up, I'm going to cover them with plastic again. It's not a damp-proof membrane again, not another one surely. So it's just basically a protection to stop our new floors getting all messed up while the walls are being built. I've got all the floors sheeted up now to protect them, so just to sound like a real builder, let's throw some blocks up, shall we? That's the end of day 3. It's starting to kind of take shape now. We should be 3, maybe 4 blocks up tomorrow. You know, you can see the layout now, which is quite handy. You can see the corridor here as you come down into this room. This is the main bedroom, ensuite. I think we said all this before, but it just shows you now we're taking shape. Roy's a big help, obviously, and I think we're speeding up. The first layer was obviously the hardest, just getting everything level, but I think we're getting the hang of it now, so we'll be flying. By the time we're up to the wall plate, we'll be experts. The end of day 4, and we're starting to see a bit of height to these walls now. The rooms have definitely taken shape. It's not as easy as you think, block laying. We've got to go up to at least 9 1/4 or 9 1/3 blocks before we get the first lintel on for the first door frame. But it's taking shape and we're getting there. I think the more practice we get, the better we'll get, and we're not doing too bad. There's been a few adjustments to make along the way. Some of the blocks are very various. They haven't got 2 parallel surfaces, so you have to sort of work out the averages of where the blocks are going to go. But not bad. We'll carry on.
Changing the subject, we thought it was about time we got ourselves a postbox, since we do have our own air code now. We quite like the look of this one, but it's a bit tricky to read the lettering. If only. Now, if you have an idea and you have a son who is autistic, what might happen if you bring the 2 together? This. Already it's looking much better. Just needs the finishing touches.
It's a beautiful evening here tonight. I can't really imagine we're going to get a great deal more of these. We'll enjoy them while we can. Makes everything just feel a little bit better when you've got the sun shining in the evening. There we go.
Thank you once again for watching. It's been lovely spending time with you. If you've enjoyed the video, then please click on the thumbs up sign to give us a like. That really helps us. I know you're probably subscribed already, but maybe leave a comment if you haven't before, and that way we can get to know you a little bit. I'm going to try hard to keep to our schedule, so all being well, we'll see you again this time next week, Sunday at 9 AM. Take care in the meantime. Goodbye for now. God bless.